Is this clever nitric oxide booster or candy dressed up with buzzwords? Vazatisi says each serving is a 7,000 milligram beetroot powerhouse, blended with grapeseed, pomegranate, CoQ10, L-arginine, and more. Sugar-free and vegan, made in a U.S. GMP facility with black pepper for 90% absorption. The promise is big energy, better circulation, and gym endurance with no mess of powders. A few grounded facts. The Amazon listings date first available is July 12th, 2025, which means we are looking at a very new listing and limited track record. The label copy leans heavy on nitric oxide hype, yet it does not disclose actual nitrate content, which is the specific number that matters for beet science. Claims like explosive blood flow and holistic cardiovascular support sound dramatic, but are still covered by the standard supplement disclaimer and cannot make disease claims. The 120 count size is generous compared to boutique beet chews. If you want the quick read, the pitch is lots of actives in one gummy and a story that sounds like a pre-workout without caffeine. Now the reality check. The evidence behind beets focuses on measurable dietary nitrate doses, often from beet juice, which your body turns into nitric oxide. Randomized trials and reviews show modest blood pressure or endurance benefits in certain groups when the nitrate dose is high and standardized. Gummies rarely publish nitrate milligrams, and Vazatisi does not, so there is no way to verify you are hitting evidence-based ranges. L-arginine appears on the label, but oral arginine has mixed results for nitric oxide compared with dietary nitrate sources. CoQ10 and grapeseed each have their own research lanes, but adding them does not magically equal a clinical outcome for circulation. The brand says lab-tested and USA made, which is fine, but without a posted certificate of analysis, batch lot numbers, or third-party lab links, those are marketing lines, not transparent quality control. The take is that the formula looks busy and attractive, yet the key metric nitrate content is missing, so the science translation to this specific product is unclear. What are customers actually saying, and how does pricing stack up? Because this listing is new, the review history is thin and not seasonally distributed, which makes trend analysis tough. Across marketplaces, Vazatisi shows up with many different gummies from sea moss to NAC to saffron, sold by various third-party sellers. An eBay listing for these beet gummies sat around $40, and other Vazatisi items float across international dropship-style sites. That is a sign of an Amazon first reseller brand, rather than a firm with a long direct-to-consumer presence. For value, benchmark against big players. Human End Super Beets and Force Factor Total Beets typically land between about $27 and $40 per 60 chews depending on sales, often with grapeseed extract that is actually standardized. When Vazatisi is near $40 for a 120 count, it looks competitive per chew, but the lack of disclosed nitrate plus young listing age narrows the value story. If you buy on Amazon, your returns are governed by Amazon's ingestible rules, which are more restrictive. If you buy from marketplace resellers, read their return windows closely because policy and response quality vary. Risk scan and verdict time. Corporate breadcrumbs point to a registered Vazatisi trademark owned by Guangzhou Shifang International Trade Co., Limited, with a China address and U.S. counsel, which is a normal import brand pattern. The branded website listed by some aggregators does not consistently load, which means most support will route through marketplace messaging rather than a staffed U.S. office or phone line. There is no public founder or expert profile to vet, and product photos appear across multiple reseller pages, which suggests a white label or contract manufactured line. None of that equals scam on its own, but it does mean you are buying a product, not a relationship with a visible company. Category safety basics still apply. Do not treat gummies as medical therapy. Watch for interactions with blood pressure meds and anticoagulants. And remember that without a nitrate number, you cannot match clinical protocols. Verdict is mixed, leaning fair. The product is likely a typical beet blend gummy delivered through Amazon with no obvious deal-breaking red flags, yet it lacks the nitrate transparency and brand provenance of the market leaders. Worth the hype or worth the headache? If you want guaranteed specs and longer track records, comparison shop against established brands that publish standardizations or nitrate testing. If you try Vazatisi, buy from a reputable retailer with